It shifts. Oh, hey, Mayberry. It's me and Tiana J again. This little snippet of an episode is entirely up on Patreon. You can access it by going to patreon.com/goodmorningmayberry.
Oh, you can't even wallflower right. With Gemini and Saggitarius chaos going on,
They'll see you and they'll be like, what are you doing over there? What's going on over there? Like, are you okay? Do you want something? Are you okay?
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to help. Like, kind of, at the very most benevolent or like, anyway, sorry.
Sorry, Gemini and Sagittarius. I love y'all, but y'all chaotic. Y'all chaotic AF.
Prove me wrong.
Yep, and they love the chaos too. I'll be like, damn, this is a lot. And Joy will be like, what do you mean? Oh, this is just speed, ain't it?
Hilarious. Word. You just had your anniversary, right?
Yep. February 7th. Yep. We celebrated 13 years.
Congratulations.
Yes. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. We always the way our relationship started was very accidental. Like, we were just best friends for a couple years. We knew each other a long time before that, and we were just best friends. And then we worked together for a while, and then together in January of 2008, we were both fired from our jobs very unceremoniously. Economy, and we can't afford you type thing. So January of 2008, we kind of commiserated and ate bad food and watched Maury Povich every day. And then in February, one day in February, she decided to kiss me one night. And then we were kind of like, we woke up the next morning and we're like, haha, that was weird. What the fuck? And then we kissed again, and they're like, okay, let's just see how long we want to do this. We would make jokes like, this is going to be so funny when we, when we break up, or, down the line when we were like, oh, remember that weird time we used to date? But that weird time we used to date never ended.
That's hilarious. How funny.
Yeah.
When did y'all decide to stop doing that tone and turn it into what it is now?
I think after like a year, we realized, okay, like after. So look, this is like, you always talk about how you like the cult. Like, we was deep into Christianity. I was so deep into Christianity at this point. Like, I was a missionary. I was working at an after school program. Like, I was so focused on like so many other things that I never even looked or felt any of my sexual self. I really didn't ever think. Wow. One day I would meet a guy, and we would, ride off into the sunset. But I wasn't focused on it like a lot of girls are. So we were together for a year before we even decided, we were like, oh yeah, I think we want to explore having sex. And so around that time, when we finally did have sex, we were like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is a thing. We're probably not. Let's see how this goes. So that's around the time we stopped making those jokes about when we break up.
How old were you all?
Joy was 20 and I was 25.
Oh my goodness, that's so precious.
Yeah.
It's so tender. That's like my wildest dream. That's like everything I would have hoped for all of my lonely years. Like, that's so sweet. I love it.
Thank you. We it's kind of amazing that we're still together. Like, we have grown a lot, and because of each other and for each other. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of like amazing. Like, I try to tell my friends, like, I have friends that are like, well, you have Joy. And I'm like, but you have me and Joy. Like, you can walk alongside of us. Like, I try to, like, I'm like, the amount of support, the amount of just like more juice you can squeeze out of like this life experience when you have someone like walking through the life with you is like, so it's exponential. And so because I do have Joy, people feel like, oh, that's why you are like, you have someone. And I try to be that person in my friends and like close friends' life. Like, yeah, like you don't have to have a person. Like, I'll be your person. Like, me and Joy, we're good. Like, if you need me, I'm there. Like, if you want, like, we can hang out. We can do. I always tell my friends, like, I'm the cure for loneliness. I'm the cure for that. Like, come over here. I will spend every moment with you if you need to. Like, I'm just that person. I loved it too. So it's like seeing our relationship and realizing like that I'm probably the most free version of myself because I've had the space to become that in her presence and like not have to worry about like when you get into a relationship you get comfortable and you feel like what the fuck I could be my full whole self and having that space and then being able to like feel that way outside of your relationship is like so liberating and great. And I feel like everyone deserves that, whether platonic or romantic. We can get there if we divorce these ideas of companionship from romanticism and all of that.
Wow. It's a little stunning to me that you've got that like firm of a like virtue around it all, given that you've had all the privileges that love affords. And you describe that so articulately. Usually people aren't able to see the like the pressure and the negative space of an unmet need, I guess. And yeah, I think now would be a cool time to talk about how we met. We haven't done that on any of the episodes you've been on before, but
wow.
Yeah, like did we talk about it? I don't think we did. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it again.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah. You found me at first, right? You like sent me a DM or something, I think.
Yeah. I don't even know how like I began following you. I just know
I marketed my profile to high heaven and I was actively going out of my way to like come up with clever traps to get people that I wanted to know into my life. So
yeah.
Thank you for answering my prayer. Welcome.
Yeah, real shit. Like I don't even remember what you were talking about. I just remember like going through. I was just watching stories, and your story just captivated me because you was just going off. But everything you were saying was that real shit. Like everything you were saying was like I said, like there's a few friends that I have, and one of them is my friend Princess, and it's like she's very similar. Like when things come out, she always has an extreme opposite opinion or viewpoint of it. Like everybody's going this way, and she's like, "Why y'all going that way? Do y'all see over here?" And everything you were saying was like exactly the way it felt like that. Whatever you were talking about, everyone else was like going goo goo gaga for this, and you were like, "What the fuck, y'all? Like, what are y'all doing?" And you were just going, and I was just like, "Yes." And I oftentimes felt at that time I was quiet. I would let everyone disagree, but I would feel the same way that like I could have that viewpoint that you have, but I'll just be quiet about it because I'm not trying to really disagree with people and all that. So I just reached out to you. I was like, "Yo, I feel everything you saying. Like I love it. Like keep, Also, I feel like you was in a downtime. You were just saying everything, but also at the same time, like you kept saying things like, I know nobody's gonna like what I have to say, and I don't care. And and I was like, I have to let you know that I like what you say, and like I resonate with that shit. And yeah. From there.
Word. Yeah, and then okay, so you found me. I want to say it was like 1 or 2 days before the DNC VP fuckery psychological warfare campaign that's now become like a household name, and I decided I had to get off social media altogether for the first time in years and take a break. And I sent you a message and asked if you would text me and check in with me and make sure that I drank water and got out of bed. I think was that the ask? Yeah.
Yeah, you were like, can you just check in and make sure I got up, did a little exercise, drank some water, and ate something. Just like make sure I'm good. And I was like, yeah, I could do that.
And you did. You set an alarm and you scheduled it like it was a job, and you were so reliable, and it was really important. Like it was such a gap, and you were right there. Like,
that's why I'm telling you, like, that's why I feel like I'm here for. When I say, like, if people, I feel like we are all so like trained not to put our, like, we need support. We need each other. But oftentimes we feel like, nah, I can't, ask this person or not. And it's like, no, like, ask me. Like, I want to be here for you, but you got to tell me where I need to stand or else I
right.
don't know. And I appreciate that type of stuff. That's why I like, when you ask me that, I feel like I was like, hell yeah, 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 yeah. Like, we need to be doing that regularly with each other. Like, somebody needs to know when we're not okay, when we need that extra support, so they know where to come and put the crutches.
Yeah. Your timing was perfect. I was about to probably hit like the end of the rope of being able to even like believe that it was possible. Like, I just have dealt with so many people that are like, rely on me. Whoa, you're heavy, and then it'll be for things like what and that people will show up for it, and have I don't know. It's just it mattered. I think that there was some distance, like we didn't have a previous history together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was all uplifting. Like, everything the entire inception was like uplifting from like depressed illumination or something.
Real talk. I feel like being like, it's just a connection. You kind of like, when you connect on that level, it's like we connected deep before we connected surface. So it's like, okay, we're here. Like, we're in, like, I think you asked me just to do that for a couple of weeks too. You were like,
Mm-hmm.
just for a couple of weeks, if you could check on me. And I was like, yeah. But then,
Mm-hmm.
like, when you're just checking on someone's like basic welfare every day, it's like, yeah, you're connected. And then after that, like, couple of weeks, it's like, well, we're connected. Can I text you still? Or like,
Yeah, well, yeah, and then what was fucked up, or like what was sideways from my end, was it went on for more than a couple of weeks, and then I hit a stride where I started to like catch my own. It was like you were running behind me holding the bike seat, and then I took off and was able to pedal on my own, and I just like forgot to respond to your messages sometimes because I didn't necessarily know, like like you'd be like, how are you today, or whatever, and I would be like in such a transitional state I wasn't able to like come up with words for it, and would just kind of move through my day and forget. And then I realized, like, oh shit, I like left you hanging on that. I left you on red, like, of all the people to be leaving on red, my new friend that's doing all this wonderful shit for me. And yeah, it's just, you just are like faithfully community. Like, I'm like, do I call this episode that? Or do I call it what I was thinking a couple minutes ago, this little light of mine? Or like, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is such a precious
yeah, this little
vibe
light
that
of
you bring.
mine. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was always excited when you would like leave that space in between, because I felt like, okay, he got his wings back. Like, this it's
Mm,
going. Like, they ready. So I was like, really, okay. So then to hear, when I would hear from you, I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, it's all good. Like,
yeah.
yeah, like, this little light of mine. I was just thinking about that the other day, because that song. Just because, like, that's something you learn as a young kid. Even if you're not really religious, I feel like they used to sing that at like public school sometimes. And
Yeah.
like, if you think about everything that we are taught as we are growing up, especially in the public school system, it basically is about squelching your light
Mm,
so that others will either not feel inadequate, or that you won't be perceived as a know-it-all or as too much. And I'm like, but that song says, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And then the whole song is about, like, hiding it. No, like, they say no
well,
with an exclamation point. Like,
yeah.
when you find your light and you really let it shine, like, there's motherfuckers out here that need to feel that light, that need to be able to see that light,
Mm,
and grasp onto it, and bask in it. So it's like, it's funny how that's like the song that I remember singing probably like in some recital in like pre-K, and then like realizing that like that's what the whole world is, a bunch of lights that ain't able to shine because somebody done told them to, somebody done muted it or put it under a bushel, and they didn't had a fortitude to say no, I'm gonna let it shine. It's it's kind of interesting that one time I let my light shine, you was like, yes, I need this sun.
I feel that. Amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking of like 4 things simultaneously, and I love that. Like, which one's gonna bully its way out of my mouth first? Are you familiar with Sigour Ros?
Yeah, they make like that like ambient type music.
The Icelandic band. Yeah, they've got a song called Vario that's like just like a really beautiful like song that would complement the moment that we just had right there with that little. And I'm gonna link it in the description. And yeah, Sigour Ros is pleasant. Good stuff. Shit, yeah. The other 3 things have kind of faded into just pleasant vibes. Like it's yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like some of it is just we got to like work through some bizarre content to get the data, and then just kind of work on healing from there. Like I think a lot of people think that the only way to heal is through like retribution or like some kind of like restoration can come a lot of different ways. Repair can look like different things, and then there's some things that can't be repaired and can't be restored, but the momentum of damage, especially if there's something ongoing and vampiric parasitic, like that can be redirected.
Listen, like the way that you use words, I just have to say this is like poetic to me. I love people that like the way that you speak. So sometimes I'm just marveling at the way you crafted that sentence without any preparation.
It just comes out of me, and I would not be able to repeat it. Sometimes people will be like, say that again. I'm like, can't. Don't worry about
that. That's why I be pointing out the gems sometimes when you send me voice memos, and I'm like some of it, I'm just like, oh, preach, and I'll repeat it. I'll like say it back to you. And you're like, damn, like I said that.
God, who said that? Who are you talking to? Who can I meet this person? They sound cool. That's right. It's weird. My brain's weird, and then I would just say I'd call myself an oracle. Like whether that's because I've got like a neurological thing going on, or because I'm kind of channeling truth faster than I'm consciously processing it, and it's like subconscious shit, or like, and that this whole thing is a little cosplay, silly dilly, whatever fucking thing that they're doing. They don't have anything else to do with themselves, so they're just still trolleying around and playing government or whatever, but it's not a thing. There'd be a debate about whether that's the thing that matters as a belief structure or not, or whether the opposite, and the belief that these silly little people have with their silly little pantsuits and whatever. Like that's all they're doing. They're just putting on pantsuits and walking around.
Exactly. Like what else is there for them to do? Like what are they going to be if there's not this?
Oh shit. Yeah, no, I just can't. I don't understand why people keep looking at them all the time. Like all the time. There's some people. There's like a lot of people that every day, at some point in their day, they look at these people. You probably see them I have filtered them out of my life. I only see them in. Sometimes people are posting Twitter posts on Instagram with a picture behind them, and the Twitter post as like an inlaid kind of image in a frame of a picture of them. So I'll see like the edges of their faces and the bottoms of the pantsuits. But I never watch a video with any of these people. I don't linger on any pictures with these people. I don't understand why people won't shun stuff that should be shunned. I mean, many of the people who are they don't even know they can shun that kind of stuff, but they all.
I think that's the main thing. They don't even know they can.
Yes. Well, and then the other side of that is that they organically and feel entitled to their right to shun me like quickly.
Because you are averse to what they have as their reality. So it's like, okay, I will. If this is my reality, this is easy. I can go with this. Oh, you're saying this isn't real, or you're saying, oh, you're experiencing a different reality. Nah, I'm shunning you because I've already tuned into channel 3.
Oh man.
Remember, you used to have to turn your channel. You used to have to turn the TV to channel 3 or 4 in order to, be on the right page to get whatever cable or antenna was coming in. You had to have your TV on channel 3, or if in the back of your TV, some TVs had it on 4. And if you were on 3, you couldn't see what was coming on 4. So it's like people are just tuned into what's on their channel. Anything outside of that is like white noise.
Oh shit.
Millennials, look that up.
Oh man. And as it became less and less machine and more like transhumanistic technology meant specifically to lull us into a state where we're never sure where we begin and it ends. But at first, it was like everything was clickety-clacking and pretty harsh when TV first came out. Everything, everywhere was clickety-clacking and harsh. If it was like a technology that was like on or off, like a machine that ran on its own, it was loud or hot or, like be careful with this thing. That colored screen was where they didn't have programming.
Yeah, TV used to end. It used to end.
Yeah.
Like, it would just go off. It was nothing else to watch.
Yeah. There was only so much stuff on TV.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't just repeat things over and over again for the sake of repeating it.
Also, I mean, was there any programming? Like, think about, we could, like, like Netflix, all of the streaming services right now could stop putting out things for a year, and there would still be plenty for us to consume. Back then, what was there to consume? Not for television. Hardly.
Right. Yeah.
Programming.
Yep. And here we are on our little programming some kind of thing.
Right.
Some kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Word.
Yeah. It's been so good. It's been how long since we have spoken in this format? I started to miss it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a couple of months. I don't think we talked since before. I think it was last year. Not like a year ago, but before January. And it is February 13th, 2 days before my 4-year celibacy anniversary. I can't say that enough times. People need to send me gifts on CashApp.
Yes. How are you celebrating?
How am I celebrating? Possibly by breaking my celibacy. No, I don't know. I don't know. I am keeping it open. I'm probably going to just work and continue my magic and use it to fuel my magic further. Just like feel myself all day while I'm doing some extra tricks to dial in business affairs, because that's the most exciting thing I got going in my life right now.
I mean, it is exciting. I think that's amazing. 4 years, that's like cause for celebration. I'm like trying to think to myself, like, yeah, what would I do? I would probably just eat some really good food.
Say again, get closer to the mic.
I said I would probably just eat some really good food and celebrate. Like, I mean, I'm an Aries, so we love ourselves, and any reason to celebrate ourselves and our accomplishments are worth a toast.
Word. Well, I'll tell you, if you want to gift me, some kind of meal, I don't know if I'll get this episode edited out in time. Maybe I will. But yeah, then I'll celebrate. But I'll celebrate a couple days late with a meal.
Yeah.
There's lots of good food. All these white people in this area that I live in, that voted for Bloomberg in the primaries, these motherfuckers, they do have good food around here. So yeah, if people hit up my Cash App, that's iamshift.
Get that Cash App. Hit the Cash App. Get Shift some good food. Celebrate some what is it, post Valentine's Day. So that's an interesting date too. So the day after Valentine's.
Isn't it? Yeah, there's a story to it. There sure is. We're not getting into it today.
I wish I would ask earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a Patreon too. People can give me there. Stay on the important shit for now. The real thing is it's my date that I started dating myself as partnered up with myself and leaned into getting to know a bitch.
That's amazing. I'm gonna get to know you.
Yes. Who the fuck has been making all these crazy decisions and got myself into all of this? You've just heard some fragments of the conversation I had with Tiana J. You can hear the whole episode on our Patreon. Speaking of which, we'd like to thank our patrons on Patreon and Coffee. You can subscribe to Good Morning Mayberry on those places and on all of your podcast platforms. If you find us to be not on your favorite podcast platform, or if you're big mad about something that we said, email us at connect@goodmorningmayberry.com and drop us a line. You can also connect with us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Reddit, and for now, Instagram and Facebook. You can connect with Shift Orion at onlyfans.com/Shift Orion. And go check out our website, goodmorningmayberry.com, and check out our wares. Keep your chin up, and always remember to never forget, my Cash App is iamshift. And I'm on onlyfans.com/Shift Orion. And I know that the last episode left us off in a rabbit hole with systemary hot takes. We will be getting back to that content shortly. I got pressed this week on some business, and I'm currently right now producing by myself. So we're not moving at warp speed in the Revolution, but part of what I've been working on is getting things sorted out to get the team set up with all of the equipment that we need so that everybody can support me better. And you can support us with that by coming back and listening to the next episode, joining us on patreon.com/goodmorningmayberry, or joining us on coffee.com/goodmorningmayberry. That's ko-fi.com/goodmorningmayberry. You can also go on our website, goodmorningmayberry.com, and click our merch link.